the best way to recover from a cheat day. Let's first break down what happens when you have a cheat meal. You eat a meal that's high in carbohydrates, you get a spike in blood sugar. Insulin then gets released to allow the glucose into the cells and out of the blood. Now, generally, you're not taking in this cheat meal when you have high energy needs, like you're working out, you're training for a physical event, or you're doing some kind of hard labor. Because when you eat a big meal, it makes you tired. Think about Thanksgiving. Do you want to go for a long run after eating? Not even a little bit. So what this means is that all of the glucose that's taken into the cells ends up getting converted to fat for storage. The large glucose spike caused the large insulin spike, and this actually ends up dropping the blood sugar too low, somewhere between about 30 minutes after the meal and the next day even. This causes hypoglycemia, and hypoglycemia increases your hunger, your anxiety, weakness, cravings, brain fog, shakiness, irritability. A whole host of symptoms can appear. When this behavior is repeated many times, you end up on a roller coaster of high blood sugars and low blood sugars, and this leads to constant hunger and an inability to go any real length of time without eating. So what's actually happening in the cell in this scenario is that all of the energy being taken in is being stored as either fat or glycogen. So this makes you feel hungrier because your cells need the energy, but then all of what you take in gets stored and the cycle just continues. When insulin is present, fat burning and glycogen breakdown are prevented. Glycogen is the storage form of glucose, and we can only store a small amount. But we can't access any stored fuels when insulin is high. So now you're hungrier and you're unable to burn any stored fuels. Clearly, this is not a pattern you want to get stuck in. But we're all going to have cheat meals sometimes. So what do you do to recover from a cheat meal? Here are 4 strategies that can help you recover quicker. Number 1, drink a couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in water. You can also do this with either kombucha or water kefir as well. Number 2, fasting is a great strategy to help you rebalance your blood sugars. You will likely feel hungry because of those blood sugar spikes, but if you can manage to skip a meal or two, you will much more quickly recover from the blood sugar and insulin swings. Number 3, exercise. Even though you likely won't feel like it, get your sweat on. This will help your muscles to burn off excess sugar and help your body switch back into metabolic flexibility, where you can easily switch between burning glucose and burning fat for energy, and you can tap back into those stored fuels. And number 4, increase your electrolyte intake. Now, not through sports drinks that are loaded with sugar that will defeat the entire purpose. Instead, add in some great Himalayan salt or take an unsweetened electrolyte powder. Low blood sugars actually deplete the body of vitamins and minerals, so helping to replenish them quickly can help the recovery process. B vitamins can also be tremendously helpful. Now, ultimately, the best way to avoid all of this is to not have that crazy cheat in the first place, but have a smaller version of a treat that doesn't take you so far off of your path. Now, I'm a big fan of diet variation because we know that just like working a muscle makes it stronger, changing up your diet makes your body more resilient. Having some higher healthy carb days and changing up your eating schedule can make a big difference in your body's ability to adapt.